Hey guys, Happy New Year and welcome to our first Facebook Live for our page Real Life Reboot. And today we're going to be talking about the Real Life Reboot page, what it's all about, why we started it, and we're going to be talking about New Year's resolutions and why most of them are unsuccessful. So first a little bit about me. I'm Lance Harvey and this is my wife.
Hey, I'm Steffi.
And I'm a teacher at Hannibal Middle School, and I've been a teacher at Chillicothe Middle School for years and years. I'm also a football coach and a soccer coach, and I come from an extensive fitness background, and so that's me.
And I own a photography studio in Chillicothe, and I have a lot of clients there that I love, and I'm building a client base also in the Hannibal area. When I started my business, I realized that if I didn't put myself out there, market myself, come across like I had it all together, I would never get any clients. And then when the clients came in the door, I realized that I had to make those clients feel amazing. I had to cultivate relationships with them. I had to give them a lot of confidence, and that's what kept them coming back. Kind of like your coaching, your students.
A lot of it has to do with not only the physical talent and what they bring with them, but the confidence to apply it. Just building confidence in students and building confidence in players is a huge thing, and it helps performance out so much. So I found that just really trying to build that relationship was super important.
But the funny thing is, we might have been appearing confident, and we might have been trying to make our clients and our students feel confidence, but we didn't really feel a lot of confidence because we didn't have our crap together at all. So
we just felt like
nobody,
kind of a fraud.
Yeah, exactly.
I felt like a fraud sometimes, and I felt like, in that scene in Wizard of Oz, we're going to pull the curtain back, and they're going to discover I have no idea what I'm doing.
Yeah, exactly. And just a lot of fake it till you make it. We were hitting the snooze button 37 times every morning. I was an overeater. It was every weekend, last hurrah, and then I'll start eating healthy on Monday. It was always Monday.
You were a hoarder.
I was not a hoarder.
You had like 6,000 magazines underneath our bed.
I am still reading those, mind you, and they're organized, so that doesn't count.
I'm sure they're going to get them all read.
But seriously, you guys, we have been trying to get our crap together for 40 freaking years. How many of you can relate? Throw a heart up there if you are trying to get your crap together. What?
I'm trying to get your crap together since you were 5.
Yes, because in kindergarten, I did go to the principal's office 3 times. Yeah. So apparently I have been trying to get my crap together for 40 years.
Well, I've been trying to get my crap together for a while, and there's so much stuff to get together right now to list, but we've been working on this for a bit.
About 3 years.
Yeah, about 3 years ago.
We started about 3 years ago. We just got sick of ourselves. How many of y'all are sick of yourself? You get sick of yourself on a regular basis and think, gosh, this is going to be my year, and I'm going to make some changes, but then it kind of never comes. Tomorrow never comes.
Yeah. We were appearing in our professional lives, we felt we looked okay, but in our personal lives, our finances were jacked up, our health was jacked up. We were eating terribly, not working out, not taking care of ourselves.
Well, the thing about it is, honestly, when we felt like a fraud, really we weren't frauds. I'm a freaking awesome photographer. He's an awesome teacher. We're really proud of what we do. But when your life at home is a mess, when you feel like crap, when you can't get up in the morning and you don't feel healthy, maybe you haven't spent enough time with your spouse. When is the last time you've gone on a date with your spouse? When's the last time you've gone on a date with your child? You kind of feel icky about yourself, and then you kind of just feel like everyone is on to you.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of where we were. So we did hours and hours and hours of research.
Yeah, we started doing a lot of research, a lot of self-improvement, just trying to figure out, okay, what can we do to make it look different? What can we do to make little improvements? And we spent...
Or what would this look like if it were easy?
Yeah.
That's a quote that one of my mentors says. What would this look like if it were easy? So that is the whole reason we've started this page, to make it easy for you guys, because we wish we would have had that.
Yeah, we wish we would have had someone. We spent hours, but a lot of those hours maybe were, I won't say they're wasted, but maybe not as efficient. If we could get rid of some of the stuff that was non-essential, we feel like we've really kind of pared down a lot of the essential stuff, and so we're super excited to share with you. That's why we started this page, is to share some of the things that we have discovered to be super helpful.
And what doesn't work as well.
Yeah. And that's what we're going to do on our Facebook Live, is we're going to come to you each week, and we're going to give you homework. We're going to give you some bite-sized pieces of things that you can do very, very simply.
And imagine where you would be if you jump on board with us. Every single week, we're going to give you one little homework assignment. It's going to be super simple, something that you can actually apply to your life starting Monday morning. 52 weeks from now, you will have 52 habits or amazing tips that you are running with and really working with your life, and it'll be, that's so much easier. That's so much easier.
Yeah. And so that kind of segues into where we are today is New Year's Day, where I'm sure that some of you have already put together some New Year's resolutions and have, got a list a mile long of things that you want to get done and do differently this year. And so what I was reading the other day was that 80% of New Year's resolutions are unsuccessful. That 80% of the people that with their New Year's resolutions, they don't complete them.
That's crazy.
And today we're going to talk about a few reasons why those are unsuccessful. So the first one.
Does anyone know?
Yeah.
Does anyone know why they're not successful, or why maybe they haven't been successful for you?
Throw a comment in there if you think you know why New Year's resolutions are unsuccessful.
But this is what we found based on not only our research, but also our own journey.
Yeah.
This is what kind of we figured out. So number one
is you've got too many goals. There's too much wrong with you. And I hate to say that, but you do your New Year's resolutions, and when you get done, you've filled an entire page. You've got, I want to lose this much weight, or I want to get healthy, or I want to have this much money in the bank, I want to pay off all my bills, I want to buy a house here, I want to have this car.
I want to drive a Lamborghini.
All these things, yeah. Like all these issues that you have, and there's tons of them. But how do you do that? How do you do that in a year?
That's just a lot.
That's a lot of things. And so,
we're going to talk more about that. And number two?
Okay. Number two is your goals aren't specific.
This is the biggest problem, I think.
Your generalization of your goals. Oh, I want to lose weight. Well, what does that mean?
A pound by November? I mean, come on. That's ridiculous. What if you were to say, I want to lose 27.5 pounds by June 1st because I want to get into that brand new bikini? Like, you need to have very specific goals. Because
measurable and
your mind is a computer, and whatever you're putting in there is what you're going to put back out. So you need to definitely measurable goals.
Yeah,
huge.
People are just too general with their goals. Number three is you have to have a plan of action. You wouldn't go into a gym and, well, you would go into a gym. You would say, I'm going to lose this much weight, and you would go in, and all of a sudden you're in there, but you have no idea what you're doing if you've never stepped foot in a gym. Like, what is your plan of action to lose weight or to get into better shape?
Or even if you've been in a gym but you've hit a plateau. What's your plan of action if you've hit a plateau? I know that's happened to me a million times.
Yeah.
We're going to share more about that later as well. I mean, that's kind of like with saying I want to have the perfect marriage, I want to lose this much weight or whatever. It's kind of like saying, oh, I want to make a new friend this year, or even some new friends this year, but you never leave the house. You work from home. Maybe your spouse does all the shopping. Maybe you're not involved in any clubs or churches. You guys all know that there's no way. There's no way that you would make any new friends that way. That's the same thing that we do when we say we want to fix our marriage, or we want to save some money, or we want to lose weight. We're doing exactly the same thing as saying we want to make new friends and not leaving the house, because there's no plan of action. So we're going to talk about more of that later on this year as well, probably early in January, so that you can apply that.
Okay. Reason number 4, and this hits home with me,
This is huge.
I make this list, all right? And
We
then,
did this for years, every
Right.
single year on
Yeah.
January 1st, even
January
with the
1st.
kids.
Okay, we're going to make our list, and then we don't make it readily accessible. I write it down in a notebook, and then probably around November, whenever I'm digging around for something to write on, I'll dig it out of the drawer, and I'll open up a notebook, and I'll have all my goals for the year. I haven't seen them since January 1st.
Well, and I've since found some of those sheets that we've done with the girls when the girls were like 2 and 7. I found those random New Year's resolutions that we did with them. And the sad thing about it is a lot of the stuff on the list never came to fruition.
Right.
Never
or
ever did.
They're the things that you put on the list for the next year because you didn't get there. And the reason is because you didn't put it in front of your face every day. It wasn't readily accessible. You can say it once, but if you're not concentrating on it, if you're not visualizing what you're wanting.
Visualization, vision boards, all that stuff is huge. There's science behind that. We're going to get into that later this year as well, but that's really changed our life. But you need to put it by your headboard. You need to put it by your desk. You need to put it in your phone. You need to put it in your car. You need to put it everywhere. Either it's the whole list or even one specific thing that you're working on. You need to see that constantly because, again, your brain is a computer. It's going to put out what you're putting into it. Right. And the last reason is, and this is a really big one, but it's a huge part of the whole reason we started this page, I would say.
Yeah, and it's
valuing your
it's
time.
Complicated, but it's simple, and it's to have a value of time. We only have so much time in a day. Everybody has the same amount of time. You've probably heard that before. Everybody's got 24 hours in the day. But a lot of times we don't know how much time it's going to take to do something. Or
we're just exhausted.
We short ourselves time, or we overextend ourselves with something else. And then, like you're saying, okay, I allotted 30 minutes for this. It took me 2 hours, and now I'm just tired.
Yeah.
I'm just tired.
And that kind of time, the value of time is goes around 3 different things, which is really literally the foundation of this whole page of why we created. Because who can add a New Year's resolution, whether it's 1 or 13? Who can add them to your list if you're so tired? You're exhausted. You're barely getting through the day. You're barely getting your dishes done. Your car is a mess. You haven't seen your kids or your husband. And we're going to add a resolution. We're going to add something new to do. Nobody has time for that because they're exhausted. And a huge part of that exhaustion is you're not sleeping properly. You're not sleeping right. So we're going to talk about sleep patterns because sleep patterns is probably my favorite thing. I didn't know there was such a thing. There's science behind it. It will rock your world.
Yeah, and sleep pattern, it sounds like super boring. It's
not sexy, but it is actually really
sexy.
easy. And if you follow it, you'll wake up refreshed. You guys, it doesn't have to do with how many hours. It has nothing to do with that. It has to figure out your cycle. You can have a small amount of hours to sleep, and you could still wake up refreshed if you wake up on your cycle. Yeah. We're going to talk about that actually next week, right? Yeah. And that is going to be amazing. It's going to be the difference between waking up ready to hit the day running or waking up feeling like you've been hit by a Mack truck. Yeah. So we're going to talk about that.
We're going to talk about schedules,
energy, how much energy you give away early in the day, and that's why you have no energy left for the end of the day. There's some science behind that as well. And your morning routine. Morning routine is amazing. It will rock your world. There's a book, Morning Miracle. Throw a heart up there. If anybody's read that book, throw 2 hearts up there if you've actually applied it to your life. If you're like us and the book sat around for a while before you read it, then it sat around before you applied it. But it's amazing, so we're going to talk about that as well. Anyways, we're going to wrap this up, but goals. So your first homework assignment is to go make your New Year's resolutions if you haven't already. If you have, why are you staring at me?
I'm just because you're beautiful.
Okay. If you have, go.
That's one of my resolutions, to compliment you more.
Good. Go remake them and make them with this in mind. We're going to go over this again. Don't make too many goals. Number 1, keep them reasonable. Number 2, be very specific. Exactly how much weight you want to lose, why you want to lose it, by what date.
Create a plan of action. What are you going to do? How are you going to do it? And that needs to be thought out.
And if you don't know, message us, hit us up, because we're going to go over this. But if you want to know ahead of time, so hit us up. We'll be happy to help you. If we don't know, we'll send you to someone who does. Yeah. If you're going to the gym, go find someone who looks buff. Ask them what they do. Hire
people
a trainer.
Love to share their stuff.
Yes, they do, because they're proud of their bodies.
If they're looking at their muscles in the mirror, they want you to see them. They want to share their stuff.
Exactly. Yeah. So find somebody. My old pastor used to, shout out to Pastor Stan, used to say, if you want to change your life in that area, find someone who knows about that. Yeah. So find someone who knows about that. Number 4.
Have your goal list in view.
Everywhere.
All
over the place.
Laminate that crap 12 times.
Tattoo it.
And put it everywhere.
Tattoo it on your wrist with a Sharpie.
Yeah.
And then value your time. And again, this is not something that's not necessarily a New Year's resolution, but understanding that if you value your time and how you're going to figure it out, that's going to be how you're going to attain those goals. And we're going to talk about that too. So excited to visit with you guys tonight.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. And we're glad that we could share with you, and we're excited for this journey that we're going to be on. We hope that you guys join us. So, like our page and comment down below if you liked what we had to say tonight. And we will be back to our next Sunday
night at 9 o'clock.
And we'll be talking about sleep patterns.
Yay! So, super sexy.
All right.
Have a happy New Year and a good night.
All right. See you later.